If you were to buy the stock market right now in the past, let's say you bought it another time when PE ratio was 23 or 24, you would lose 2% on your investment over the next 10 years on average. So probably not the best time to be buying stocks, in my personal opinion. Again, I'm only talking about what I'm doing with my portfolio. Can't give you guys financial advice. If, you know, what I'm seeing our advisors talk to people about is things that are on the lower end of the risk curve, or bond market, mutual funds, that type of stuff. When it comes to gold and silver, I do think that those are also going to have problems. And again, I'm going to be the antithesis of everybody else that talks about this stuff. They're all going to tell you it's going to $1 bazillion. I think that you're going to see a 50% haircut in both gold and silver. I think silver could run as high as $100, but I don't know that it's going to get much more than that, especially if we see a pullback in gold and a rotation into silver, which would be very normal for this type of cycle. On the high side, you would see, you know, a 10 to 1 or 20 to 1 for gold to silver ratio. At $100 silver and a $2,000 gold, which is where I think it's headed, that would be a 20 to 1. So that's my 2 cents. I think the gold's headed back to 2,000 or 2,100. I think silver will probably follow that back to around 50 after its correction. And that would make sense. You know, you normally tend to see a pullback, a sharp pullback, to touch the previous all-time high, to retest that as support. I'm not a chart guy. I learned that from, you know, Blockchain Backer. He's talked about that on lots of different videos. So that makes sense to me that silver would run up. We'd see a hard pullback to around $50 silver, and then you might continue to see, you know, it slowly move back to the upside over time, unless we get a repricing, right? We got platinum at an all-time high. We've got, you know, fiat currencies eroding at a breakneck speed. Everybody at this point has figured out probably don't want to be holding a whole lot of fiat currency with the way the world sits today. I don't think that the dollar is going to have anywhere near the problems that some people do, but obviously, you know, Uncle Warren has repositioned himself over there in the yen and will be a liquidity provider when all this plays out. He'll be able to loan people the yen. They'll be able to pay back their loans, and then they will owe that loan to him instead of the Bank of Japan.